ATP-PC system. The ATP-PC energy system consists of adenosine triphosphate and phosphocreatine. The reaction occurs when chemical reactions take place in the sarcoplasm. The reaction that takes place are very quick and take very few steps in the reaction. The fuel within the body which is used in order for the chemical reaction to take place is creatine, which is produced naturally in the body. About 120 grams is stored within the body, however mainly in the muscles. The ATP is produced by an enzyme called creatine kinase, which breaks down the PC molecules. The energy in which is given off from this reaction is what makes the adenosine diphosphate and phosphate molecules, which have been broken down during bodily functions, back into ATP. This reaction that takes place is an endothermic reaction. One molecule of ATP is made from one molecule of phosphocreatine. The ATP system is used during short, high-intensity exercises such as high jump and a 100-meter sprint. Lactic acid system. The lactic acid system is also known as the anaerobic glycolysis system. This system involves the partial breakdown of glucose without oxygen, although a full breakdown of glucose can only occur in the presence of oxygen. The energy used in order for the chemical reaction to occur is carbohydrates, which is stored as glycogen in the muscles and liver. The chemical reaction which occurs takes place in the sarcoplasm. During the reaction, relatively few chemical reactions take place, so ATP is provided quickly. The glycogen stored in our bodies is turned into glucose by an enzyme called phosphorylase. This is so the glucose can now be used for energy. Once there is glucose in the body, another enzyme called phosphofructokinase turns the glucose into pyruvic acid. Once the transformation has happened, a final enzyme comes called lactate dehydrogenase, which converts pyruvic acid to lactic acid. Two molecules of ATP are made during this energy system, and it occurs from a high to medium intensity exercise which lasts from up to 2 minutes. For example, a 400-meter race in athletics or a 12-shot rally in tennis. Aerobic energy system. The aerobic energy system contains its 3 stages. The first is the same as the lactic acid system, as it uses the same enzymes during the reaction, which are PFK, phosphorylase and LDH. Once they have entered, the second stage occurs, which is known as the Krebs cycle. In the Krebs cycle, hydrogen atoms are transferred to other chemicals which are known as hydrogen carriers. The third and final stage occurs when these hydrogen carriers enter the aerobic metabolism, which is known as the electron chain. This is where the hydrogen molecules which are being carried by the hydrogen carrier molecules are then oxidized, which then produces water as a waste product, as well as a large amount of ATP. Around 34 molecules are of ATP for each molecule of glucose, as well as an additional 2 from the glycolysis in stage 1 and another additional 2 from the Krebs cycle in stage 2, which makes the numbers to 38 molecules of ATP produced in total. This reaction occurs in the sarcoplasm within the muscles, which means that the ATP is generated by the mitochondria, which is in the sarcoplasm. Examples of sports are the 10,000 meter race in athletics and marathon run.